Hey folks, welcome back to an episode of Casting Conflicts. Happy to have you here today as we jump into yet another matchup for our for April. And last time we were here, we did see Uj pick up a strong victory over against Banana here, solidifying himself on the top of our leaderboards as of now. The only other player close to getting him is DA, which I mean, Tweaking, before we actually jump into the matchup, how do you feel about DA's chances of catching Uj? So far, those are the two undefeated players. Do you think DA is going to be able to tie that record here?
I'm sure he can. I mean, both players are working with an undefeated record. They're both, high in confidence. DA, I want to say, is a little bit more methodical and takes a little bit more time with his moves. He's kind of like a miniature version of Jump. Whereas Uj is kind of a miniature version of Beastly. He likes to be ultra aggressive and, dictate the pace of play. So it'll be interesting to see when they finally match up together who's going to come out, the more methodical and slower player or the faster and more aggressive player, which is Uj. But as of right now, I'm seeing Uj and Death's Advocate both being the number 1 and number 2 spot, and who is going to be the number 1 and number 2? Well, it's only time will tell.
Indeed, only time will tell. But what time will tell us today is, of course, the outcome of our next matchup, which is going to be Asteroiy taking on a debuting WhoCarss, also known as KFC, over on Discord, where you might recognize the name. But anyway, a great match set to happen today. Of course, KFC also making a Casting Conflicts debut, similar to how Mindlord did last month, make a debut, but is not technically part of the season here. We are supplementing in some newer faces in the absence of Beastly to try and just get some people in, see how they do on the Casting Conflict stage. And I mean, it's set to be a good day here. I mean, just looking at the list from Who already, a deck that I'm very familiar with, the purple-red Rakanoth going up against the Spirit Crash. Tweakin, how you feeling about this one? Because this one's going to be an interesting one.
Well, first, I hope the new players that we bring in are ready, because these type of games and matches aren't your typical players that you find in your ladder. These are top players, and they know what they are doing. So I hope if you get that call, I hope you are ready. So to talk more about this game, if I am Who, I love this matchup. You get to play a top player, which is Asteroiy, who knows what he's doing. He's been around the community for a while. However, his deck choice for this season, not the strongest. Right. So you could have gone up against the likes of, Uj or maybe Bolas or maybe Death's Advocate, who has a very strong deck and is kind of falling into their place. And I think it would be, bad just for morale purposes to go up against them for your first game. Whereas this game, I think this is a good transition game to kind of get your feet wet. However, with Who being his debut, we don't really know what type of player he is. We don't know, what types of, tactics he has, what type of moves. So that can be a benefit to him against Asteroiy. You don't really know what they like to do and what they like to throw. But I would like to give the advantage to Asteroiy just because, he's got a couple of games under his belt with his deck. He kind of knows what's good and what's bad, and he's already played top players, and Who he might have came across them on the ladder, but it's nothing like Casting Conflicts. This is a whole new beast. So stage. I would right. So I just have to give the advantage to the more veteran player, which is Asteroiy at the moment.
I mean, on paper, when you look at the deck comparisons, it should seem like Who's got the better advantage just based on what he's running. Things like the Blue Firebolt, the Dragon's Fire, even the Horseman Burn, to kind of systematically destroy off Asteroiy's bigger units, to take away the value of something like a Spirit Crash, or maybe kill off his units before he gets something like an E-Strike down. So it'll be interesting to see if Who can actually do that properly, but I totally agree with you, as you mentioned. The stage here, much different than your typical ladder matchup, and usually debuts end poorly for most
Hmm.
people. I'm throwing it out there. I normally some of the folks we do see, with the rare exceptions, like Uch has been doing, he's been on a tear since his debut, but
Get a little
still,
stage fright.
it's
Get a little stage fright.
exactly. There's a bit of
It's
stage
louder.
fright.
The lights are brown. The lights are brighter.
You have a camera
But
rolling.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You got eyes on you in this game. But I like with who, like anyone can make a good deck. Anyone can make a deck that looks good. It comes down to, are you able to play those cards, and do you know how to effectively play those cards in your deck?
Right. I agree with you there. So, with that being said, folks, we do have a match to get to, so let's go ahead and get to game number 1 right now.
Yeah.
Alright, folks, and welcome back to the battlefield. Of course, game number 1, we are set to go here as, who doesn't really like his opening hand, maybe? I mean, he's got the Acolyte, which is good. Ends up with a Horseman and Keeper as well. Now, I'm very excited for this matchup because, of course, obviously, Purple Red Raka, I've been doing a lot with that recently. So I'm excited to see how others can use it here. Although Asteroiy is on the Spirit Crash stuff, we see that has been somewhat consistent. I mean, not really consistent, I think, the way he wants it to be, but still a great deck nonetheless that he's been sort of slowly building bit by bit. We'll see how this goes for him, as we're going to start off with a Masuda turn 2 into an Acolyte turn 3. Bit of a slow one to start things off here. Asteroiy is going to be having that Awaken buff at his disposal here for maybe a cheaper Badger or cheaper Wraith, one of the two, perhaps. I mean, I think he still has the coin, so we can
Yeah.
probably definitely see something like that come out soon.
If I'm Hughes, yes, you probably could have better cards, but you're not in a terrible spot. I mean, if things go bad, you have Dragon's Fire. You really hope that the Horseman he plays right here hits on the Kuru to weaken it, so that it can be susceptible to a Dragon's Fire.
Yeah, the problem is with purple-white, now Koru's in a great position to possibly get some rampage, not only hit castle, but also bop the Acolyte and regain his stealth, making it harder to remove, and just gives Asteroiy a bit more control over the matchup here. So, Horseman probably could be a play that he could go for. I'm maybe wondering if he's deciding to go with a Lumberjack, and maybe... Okay, he does go with the Lumberjack. Not going to follow the
Mhm.
Bolt, though. He is going to let the Masuda trade into the Lumberjack, which does allow Koru to do some weird shenanigans. We'll see if that's going to be the case here.
Yeah, personally, I would have played the Horseman, just so it would be easier to get rid of the Kuru. You have less targets that the Horseman can hit, and interesting that Asteroiy is pretty much just throwing that Kuru in like that. We'll probably see a blue firebolt on it, unless he wants to try to, get lucky with the Horseman and hit the Manticore.
Yeah, that's an option. I mean, if
I
I...
think he just blue firebolt the Kuru.
Or
The
is he going to go
Kuro.
for... Ooh, Flame Shield. So not only do you take out the Mana Core, but then you open up to a blue Firebolt. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. You create a stronger Acolyte because of that. We thought it was going to be safe for maybe something like a Keeper or a Mordok, but okay, using it
Hmm.
here also works. We still preserve the Dragon's Fire. We actually never could play the Dragon's Fire. I'm going to say we preserve the Horseman for a bit longer. That's what I wanted to say.
It's gonna be difficult for Asteroiy to get rid of Aculite? No. Yes? Yeah.
Acolyte?
Acolyte.
Where do you
Without,
think...
I don't know. I don't know. It's late in the day. It's Sunday. Got Masters golf playing right now.
Alright, well, regardless,
Asteroiy is gonna have to at least throw in a buff to get rid of that Aculite
yeah,
if he wants to
and
get rid of it.
as of now, kind of tricky to do. Just being in the colors that he is in. I mean, we can see a Bestial Rage, Blessing.
Hmm.
Maybe something like an Icon or Shadow Katana can come out and do some funny stuff here, but not going to be the case here. Okay.
Hmm.
Nah,
Hmm.
don't worry about that. Uh, so,
Probably a headless.
Fat Bard makes an appearance here. That's going to be fine. The problem is it doesn't really protect the Masuda from the Acolyte. That's going to get burned off here, generate another zombie form. Horseman going to be played. Hits the Bard as well, and things are going well for who, I would say. Very nice stuff here. Unfortunately, we are missing the Raknoth as our big game ender, our big equalizer
Hmm.
here. As of now, I'm not really sure how well who's going to capitalize on this board presence. I'm not sure what his end game plan is here, just by the cards in hand. Nothing really devastating or big enough to really make that huge impact needed to end the game here. And I mean, Asteroid's still up on cards. He's got 6 cards in hand, and this deck has a lot of tricks that it could pull up its sleeve. So I'm kind of
Yeah,
worried.
and who has, the Keeper of the Doorway and Mordok to spawn even more units. And also the Panda if, things get a little bit too dicey with buffs, that he can just, clear that out here. I would maybe we'll see an early Mordok out, or he may, go for the Keeper here.
I think it's between Mordok and Panda, to be honest. I mean, Griffin is an expensive unit, and bouncing back with Panda now puts Asteroid at a big disadvantage. It allows so much control over the board for Who to just start running in with these smaller units here to chip away, forcing Asteroid to play these bigger units, just again wasting time while Who can then follow up with maybe an additional Mordok behind, or maybe even Flame Shield a weaker unit to just put more
Hmm.
pressure onto Asteroid. So I'm curious to see
I
what if he goes for the Panda or not.
Yeah, I personally want to go for the Panda. I would save that for a more scary unit like a Shogun or Shodan, or any unit that may have, may have like Bestial Rage or some sort of buff. Not too scared about the Griffin right now, but with Astra's deck, it can easily get out of hand.
Yeah, and I did like the trading that Who did there. Kind of seems a little weird to be putting units into the Griffin, but because Asteroid's deck is running Spirit Crash, he's been pretty adamant about that. Taking away that extra health means he's not going to be able to use it as effectively he wants to. Shodan now comes out, and here's where we might see the Panda, no?
Yeah, we could see a Panda right here and just position his Mordok to get face, or we could possibly. I mean, the Mordok's gonna die next turn
Yeah.
if he doesn't play the Panda. I don't see the Mordok living.
hmm And I
Uh,
think he is going to set up here. I mean, he moves the Acolyte up in a better
yeah,
position. Panda comes out, bounces away the Shodan here. We go for an early Flame Shield onto the Mordok here. I guess that's fine. We don't move the Acolyte. That might have been a mistake. I don't like him keeping the Acolyte down there, especially since we know he's going to probably end up replaying the Shodan as Asteroid.
hmm
So to not have that extra 3 damage available to maybe even finish the Shodan seems like a bit of a mistake there, in my opinion.
right. I would have pushed up the Acolyte one spot and actually saved that Flame Shield, because then maybe next turn, if Asteroid did play the Shodan again, you can push the Acolyte up. I would think it would be able to reach it. I mean, first you play the Flame Shield onto the Acolyte,
hmm
hit the Shogun for 5, and then play Dragon's Fire. It'll kill it, and then Mordok can hit face for free and spawn a new unit to hit face as well.
Right, that would be the ideal situation here. Um, what do we see from Asteroid, though? I imagine he doesn't want to allow Mordok to hit face here. I bet he's either debating on replaying the Shodan or possibly a Panda of his own to see if he can snipe off the Mordok. I bet that's what's going through his head right now. Lumberjack for turn,
Yeah,
and then replays Shodan. Okay. Meanwhile, Shodan being kept
that's
down.
yeah, that's a mistake, because now we're gonna see a Dragon's Fire here. Ooh, and a
Oh.
Lunging Strike as well too. That could be good
We
come
might
later down the
just.
line.
Ooh, you know, we might.
Oh, Lunging Strike
Yeah.
on the Shodan.
Which he has to reset the movement.
Yeah, you got it. You got it. Who? Just re-click
Yeah,
Mordok.
re-click. Yeah, there you
There you
go.
go. Oh,
Scared me for a second there. I'm like, is he gonna really throw away the Mordok movement just from being a little too early on the button? But no, he's got it. Plays his lunging strike onto the Mordok, cleans up the Shodan, generates the Wraith, probably the best pull for him at this particular moment, and puts Asteroid in a very damaging position. Koru Aiken comes out though. That's gonna clean up the Mordok
Rampage.
very nice. Are we gonna see Rampage 2 to follow up? Yeah, there it
Love it.
is.
Love it.
Big unit here
Now
for
he's gonna go at the
Asteroid.
Acolyte.
Yep, cleans up the Acolyte as well here. Now the question is, what do we do from here, though? Where do you think Korra's move? I think Korra's being kept closer to whose castle than
I
who
think
might be
it's
expecting.
directly. I think it's all the way below Panda's line.
You think it's all the way down there?
I think it's all the way down
I
there.
mean, this is a problem here because who can't necessarily reach or play
Hmm.
both Keeper and Dragon's Fire to maybe bait it out if it's within his own wall here. He has to maybe play Dragon's Fire, hope it's somewhere that Panda can reach. Oh, we're risking it though.
Nope.
We're risking it.
Yeah, honestly, this is a little problematic now with Who. Now that he has a Kuru Rampage wandering and really has no answer because I mean I can only imagine that that Dark Bender is most likely dying. Let's see where the Kuru is at.
Oh, it's
Yep,
right
right
below
where
the
I said.
Panda slot.
Yep, right where I said.
Oh no.
I can only imagine he'll. Ooh,
An E-Strike here could be game ending because of the rampage that's equipped to it here. He's got so many units to move around to in case the E-Strike fails. Although Koru looking to go Darkbender, or Castle Darkbender, excuse me. So not exactly delivering the lethal package.
I want to say who is moving that Kuru to the top left back spawn.
I mean, Asteroiy moving the Koru. Who's got no Koru? What do you
Oh,
mean?
Asteroid. Yeah. Asteroid. That's where I'm thinking he put his Kuru at. Kuru.
So this is interesting here. We dissipate the back Wraith, play a Wraith of our own. I imagine this is going to probably push Keeper away. The problem with doing this is, though, we potentially give Who a unit off of Keeper to play alongside Dragon's Fire and maybe kill off the Koru. Since we know that Asteroiy is more prone in this scenario to keep his
Hmm.
Koru generally around the castle.
I like that. I like. Oh man.
Uh, mm, he has the zombie. I think he has. I think that is lethal, right?
I don't. I don't
No.
think he. No.
Two, two connects. That's
No.
four. Another
No. It's
two.
not lethal.
No, because it doesn't kill off the Wraith, which is blocking the Panda here.
The sad thing is you can't play it. You can't play it or it's game over. You have to play Dragon's Fire and you have to get some unit that's not a Wraith to be able to clear out that Kuru. You have to find the Kuru. You
Yeah.
gotta play Dragon's Fire to see where it is. Then you have to either hit the Wraith with the Keeper or the Castle,
hmm
probably the Wraith, get a unit out.
Yeah, he's not in lethal territory. I mean, if he was in lethal range, that
Oh, this would
probably
be game over.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
would be, but
yeah.
we're just not there yet.
But he needs to hurry up. He needs to realize that, Racket's not the answer here. It's Dragon's Fire, but he has to hurry because as soon as that, oh no,
Yeah,
see,
there it is. There's a
and
timer,
he-
boys, and we
and
get
he's
scared.
panicking. Yeah, and yeah, I think he's going to be a little bit too late on this.
Oh!
There it is. But he's not going to have enough time. Oh,
I mean, oh, we don't get a strike in with the zombie. A little unfortunate here, but we did save ourselves. We're alive.
yes. We are alive here, but
And
a
we set up for
bungee strike of
Drakenov.
movement and spirit crash can end it.
Wow, that's true. That's true. Oh, boy. This is looking not the greatest.
Now, who did save himself there, but he could have done it, I think, a little bit better.
Yeah, a little bit smoother.
Potentially,
I
yeah.
think the timing was just, awful in terms of, he thought about it too long, clock comes in, and players are sometimes prone to panic when that said timer clicks in here. Interestingly enough, though, Wraith's going to go back and kill off the Keeper. This is going to leave that top Wraith mostly alive unless Asteroid's packing another Dissipate in hand here. And by the looks of Shodan, it's not going to be the case here. Oh, no. So now we could... Racket is not lethal. Racket is not lethal yet. We do 2 from the zombie. We have 10 damage right now, with no way of securing the last 2.
Hit the Shodan with the Wraith, and then sack the Rack, and then hit the castle with zombie, and then sack the zombie with Raka. I think that's the play.
You think that's the play here? I mean, also the Wraiths I may consider here. But yeah, like you said, movement Spirit Crash from this position also ends the game.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no, it doesn't, because Spirit Crash won't be as effective because we're losing health on the Wraith here. So yeah, this might be who's win, actually. We do play the Rakanoth. We do play it fairly early here. We don't really have a clear way
Hit
to...
the castle.
I mean,
Hit the castle. Yeah, you have to hit the castle. No.
Oh, alright. He doesn't. He hits the Wraith, or he hits the Shodan, excuse me, clearing the way for his Wraith here. Kind of worked here, but also gives Asteroiy a potential out to the game. It gives him that extra,
That extra turn.
Yeah, to kind of make a play. I don't think he's going to, just based on the way Asteroid's deck works. Unfortunately enough, I just think he doesn't have the right pieces to end it off here, and especially he can't remove that body.
Companion
He can't
buff.
remove the bodies.
Companion buff.
I don't think he's got companion.
Well, that's an L on his part. To run druids, to not run companions.
I don't know. Let me just double check here. Oh no, he does have centaur. Excuse me. He has
Does he have
centaur.
blessing? Does he have blessing? Well, it doesn't matter now.
No,
But
he has a.
there's the spirit crash.
All right, when we bought ourselves a turn, but there was a spirit crash like you mentioned here.
Mm-hmm.
I think now it's just what Dragon's Fire clean up with Panda. Don't give him the wraith to do anything, and the end the turn.
Yeah.
That's all she wrote. White Knight
And
here.
he's just gonna body block.
I don't. I mean, okay. Dissipate that Panda could mean a tie scenario here, which would be extremely frustrating for me, calculating this as a win or a loss.
Oh my.
Oh, he's. Oh, God.
Oh my.
Oh, no.
Well, who did it to himself?
He
Who
did.
did it to himself?
He did. I don't think it mattered because the Kunoichi would have just done the same thing anyway.
Well, if he would have hit the castle with the rack, it would have been game over.
It would have been.
And if he would have took out the wait no I mean so he needed to hit castle with Raka, it would have been game over.
All right. So
So
with
that
that
extra
being
turn.
oh Jesus. With that being said, folks, we're gonna take a moment here, figure out who has the set point here. We'll explain it to you in the post match, but oh my God, what a match to talk about. Let's go ahead and jump to that right now. Tweakin'. What did we just see? Did we have a problem here, don't we?
Yeah, we don't have two winners, but we also don't have two losers. So I don't know where we go from here.
Oh, boy. Well, I mean, we do have a solution for both of them, but we'll explain that before we get into the matchup. Overall, though, quite a game here, and quite a few potential misplays coming out of Who that I think really cost him this game. I know you were rearing to elaborate on these, so go ahead, Tweak, and tell us what happened. Tell us why Who did not secure the win.
Yeah, so like I said in the pregame discussion, a lot of when you get into these cards and castles conflict games where you're up against top opponents and you're a new player, you kind of take a little bit more time than you usually do because every move is critical. When you go up against these top players, if you leave them just a tiny bit of breathing room, they will capitalize on, in which we saw Asteroiy do at the very end. The problem was Who just took way too long with his move towards the end. Me and you, I mean, after a couple of seconds, seeing all the cards and seeing where all the units are, we knew what to do within a couple of seconds. And
we saw the line.
that just goes to show you how quickly top players are able to analyze the board, see what you have, and make a decision and make the correct move. Because as soon as that clock starts to tick, you're gonna make even more mental errors than if you would have just played a unit down before the clock. So that was a big mistake because he couldn't hit the zombie onto castle, and that would have done all the difference. If he would have had that extra 2 damage, the game would have been over. And also another move with Raka. He summoned Raka, and at that point in the game where you're at sudden death and you're looking at your opponent and you have the opportunity to hit his castle for free or hit his unit. I mean, just looking at Asteroid's deck, I mean, he doesn't have any sort of healing, no nothing. So I think as much as you hate to leave a unit on the board,
it's
right?
important to prioritize the castle in that moment since you're so close to sudden death.
Exactly.
Anyway. You effectively put him on a timer to do a big move in like 2 plays, which Asteroid's deck can possibly do, but it's not always guaranteed. And like we saw throughout that matchup, Asteroiy wasn't really able to establish that big game-ending punishing play, but he was able to tie it out because of the the lack of going face and the lack of just, hey, I haven't really thought out the move yet. Oh shit, here's the timer. Oh no. Like it
Right.
just really culminated into one big oopsie.
Yeah,
Professional term for it.
I think Who just got too into his head. I
Right.
think he was giving Asteroid too much credit, too much creativity, and he thought, okay, I need to get rid of all his units, and I can, deal with, just surviving. But when in doubt, when you don't know what to do, sudden death's happening, you both have low health, just hit the castle.
Hmm.
Hit the castle, get that, that lead in the last moments of the game, and put all the pressure onto your opponent to make
Right.
those final moves. Just,
Right.
just hit the castle when in doubt.
Yeah, and potentially, I mean, we don't know if maybe who's a bit inexperienced with the deck too. That might also be a factor. But regardless, we're kind of throwing out a lot of reasoning as to what could have happened rather than what did happen. What did happen is now we have a weird little tie scenario. So, to make up for this, we are on a time crunch with both of these players at the moment here. So what we decided to do, since this is technically a special showcase match, not one of the matches from our regularly planned season, what we're going to do instead is have a sort of no-holds-barred contest between these guys. Both can make any sort of deck swap they want, so they can either come in with the same or pick an entirely new deck from their arsenal if they want to. Go at it, and the winner will ultimately take the set as sort of our little culmination, a little special no holds barred event for you fine folks. And like we said, whoever will take the match will end up taking the set. So Asteroiy has the potential to either bring himself up to a steady record, an even 50% win rate here, or suffer a big hit and drop down potentially even further onto our leaderboards. But I mean, with that being said, Tweakin, do you think we should jump into it? Because I'm really excited to see how the rematch goes.
Oh, I'm pumped. I'm pumped. Let's do it.
All right, guys, let's go ahead and take you to match number 2 right now. All right, folks, and coming back in for match number 2, as we mentioned previously, this match will take the set here. No holds barred. Both players have chosen new decks, new strategies, potentially. I mean, I say potentially. Asteroiy is rocking the same colors, which means his greedy ass is probably on the same build. Meanwhile, we've got what appears to probably be no interaction from Who, which, I mean...
Prison rules, baby. No hold bars. Falls count anywhere.
I mean, that's probably going to be the case here. I mean, we're seeing classic no interaction stuff right now. Draw, fear, it just makes sense. Oh, Ramrus, you missed. Oh, this is sad.
Oh.
Monk ass. Well, I know where the Flying Books is going to go. Actually, I don't know if he's going to do that, because that risks draw.
Be greedy.
That would
Be
be.
greedy.
I mean, obviously, it was used to take... It was supposed to be taking out the Lumberjack, but...
Hey, you got Divine Knowledge in there. You got Craxus. You got Fear. You got other draws.
You've got literally tons of other draw options here.
This is a free... This will be a free 2-for-1 trade. And Asteroiy will probably have to sack a Masuda into it. Into the books.
Well, yeah, because then when I'm getting even
Love
more
it.
draw. Yeah.
No. It was good up until the Lumberjack part. He should have went down with the Lumberjack. Now we see a Shaman.
Alright, well, the 2-for-1 that you were talking about, but not really, because now we've got a 2-1 body. We have a Bolt, but probably going to do, the greedy thing, Lumberjack draw, set up Darkbender, and just say hi, deal with Darkbender, which Asteroiy can deal with, mind you. This is a deck that has Koru and Dissipate of all things, and Wizard. Hello, Wizard. You're going to meet a blue Firebolt soon.
And...
Come on.
Good.
Goodbye.
Bye.
There. Yep.
Wizard just needed some fresh air. Oh, another one.
Oh, well, he's back. He said.
And blue Firebolt. Oh, wait.
We can do Headless Incinerate if we want to be
And
greedy.
good. Good.
No, it's not going to happen. He wants to save that burn, I imagine, for face, because this is one of the few spells in deck that can go directly to face.
I know you want to do it, Who.
I mean, he wants to, probably, but then again, what also is stopping him from just fearing and then hoping to draw into a drain line? Oh, there
Goodbye.
it goes. There
Goodbye.
it goes. There it goes.
Goodbye.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Asteroiy can't hit Castle if he doesn't have any units on the board. Third one.
Third time's the charm, baby. Let's
Good.
go.
Okay, come on.
All right.
Fear the Lumberjack. Fear the Lumbee.
Yeah, we got a Fear Lumberjack here. This makes way for Horseman to bop in, but also gives us a draw to potentially draw another out for a Wizard. Going with the Greedier Divine play here, pulls another Headless and Darkbender combination from that. He could... The thing is, though, is he going to play something for 4 gold here, or is he just going to take the Fear and run? He's going to take the 4 and run with Darkbender. Yep, okay. And then that's fine. Darkbender, a big body, 4/5. Nothing really to be upset about after that play, really.
No.
We'll see, though, if Wizard gets an Icon. That'd be pretty funny.
What also would be pretty funny is a Bestial Rampage with a
Ramrus.
not a Ramrus, but
What you mean?
Manticore.
Oh.
A Manti.
Well, I mean, a Ramrus would give him enough attack to actually kill off the Darkbender, but
That also works. The
I get your
Kuru.
point. Core's a little risky because we have another Horseman in hand. Horseman can easily reveal this and create a whole slew of problems for us, potentially.
I would do that.
I mean, I would,
Maybe,
yeah.
Maybe he'll hit the Wizard
Okay,
and
yeah, he is.
don't like that positioning.
Nope, that's just essentially a free Darkbender to be taken up by any other unit. And
Oh,
yeah, there it is, right in
there
front.
she blows. There she blows.
Yeah, so in this position here, Drain Life does nothing. We have to retreat the Darkbender now knowing where Koru is. We could play the Wizard additionally for turn if we wanted to, but that seems risky, especially because Koru could just maybe Rampage out and connect to it if he's got the reach for it. So a bit of a weird position here. Do we play the Drain Life and pass? Maybe.
No, I wouldn't play the Drain Life in case it lands on that weekend Darkbender.
That's true. That is true. Yeah, we don't want to waste it there. And then, yeah, there's
Because I was going to
Bestial
say,
Rage.
I can only imagine a Bestial Rage is going to pop out here. So
And
there
then
goes
connect
both the
with
Darkbenders.
Both Darkbenders, right? I mean, the Horseman can hit face now, unless we have a blocker for this guy, and I imagine we maybe do. Something like a Griffin could easily come out and block for this. And even a Drain Life wouldn't really be able to clear it.
Right.
We'd fear it, but... Yeah.
Time to play everyone's favorite game. Where is the Kuru? And to answer your question, Red, thanks for asking. It is southbound, all the way down. All the way down. Southbound.
I mean, listen, you got one prediction last time. What makes you think he's gonna go in the same place again? What reasoning do you have, Tweakin, to assume that he's going southbound?
Because it is the mind games. It is the
so?
mind games that yes, and you know.
But wouldn't it be superior
we'll
mind
see.
games to play the Koru up in the top corner, assuming that you know Koru is down? Because maybe who's thinking, all right, maybe the Koru is back down again. In that case, do I try to go back down for him? You know, it's the mind games. It's the mind games.
It is, and you know everyone loves to put tuck their Kuru in their nice little cozy corners because they think no one's gonna move it up there. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see where he is lying. Line and wait.
So we are going to fear the Demon Hunter back. That's a fine option. We are going to go ahead hit for 3 here. Bringing out the big boy Craxus. Going to devote all of our gold to this big unit to find Koru potentially. And we miss.
Where is he?
Where is he? Is he southbound? Let's see if Tweakin was right. Oh!
He is southbound. I told you. I'm too good at this game. Why am I commentating? Put me in the ring.
I mean, we wanted to, but you said no. You said I want to be a caster. Oh, and look at the Bestial Rage Demon Hunter. This is gross.
This is a little problematic now.
Yeah, now this becomes a weird problem because realistically, nothing is big enough from the hand at this point to trade with that Demon Hunter unless we draw another burn. Lumberjack could draw into a burn. We have to play Lumberjack. We have to do it. We gotta give Demon Hunter that spicy value.
Oh, part of me didn't want to see a burn.
No, neither did I. But I mean, it is what it is here. We'll probably see Wizard into the Imp. No Imp. We're holding the Imp. Okay.
I would have played the Imp.
Well, I guess.
And I think it would have been a bad decision.
I mean, we are doing good damage here from Asteroiy. The problem is it's just going to be deleted with Arbiter in hand.
Yeah, you would hate to see the third Bestial Rampage come out.
Yeah.
I think Asteroiy probably. Well, I don't know. He's just because he had it doesn't mean he would have played it right away. He might have been thinking of other moves here.
He's also already played 2 from hand.
Yeah.
He played 1 in the Koru earlier for Darkbenders, and then just now 1 additional one in the Demon Hunter to make that trade into Craxus. And then again, maybe he's debating, do I push Koru to maybe give him another Crax? I mean, we know if he does push it up, most likely we're going to see a Craxus play, which, you know, okay, we're going to hold it back for now. This means Craxus can maybe probably come out. I would assume so, followed up by an Imp now that we have 2 for turn. Doesn't seem too bad for who. Push that Wizard up a bit. Well, actually, do we push the Wizard up? Maybe not. Maybe we hang out with the Wizard.
Yeah, we'll probably see a Craxus here, and hopefully Asteroid doesn't have an Ijitsu, or oh, what does he think about the Drain Life?
Drain Life to Koru to give the Wizard the guaranteed buff, which is fine,
And
I
and
guess,
just
but now this blocks us off from Craxus having to play both Imps for turn because of it. I mean, maybe he's trying to snipe off the Koru with Imp Burn, because he puts that at that 2 health range, and of course, Imp dealing 2 on Awaken. Seems like the idea behind that play here, so not only do you set up with a big Wizard, but you also have the additional Imp Burn to finish the job. Oh no, Injured Trent. Not exactly a card that we want to be seeing now. Lumberjack, okay. I think we're
Lumber.
gonna try and divert the burn here. At least that's what's probably going through the mind of Asteroiy. Although I don't really think it matters if he doesn't get that. I think that might be.
Watch it, the Lumberjack. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it.
Well, I mean, the diversion partly worked here, but now the question is, do you play Craxus or do you just pop up with Wizard to save the big boy Crax? I mean, I think you pop with Wizard to preserve Craxus' health.
Yeah, you hit Kuru with your Wizard, and then the question is, do you just Craxus or do you Arbiter and hit the range unit?
I think we want to make.
I think you need to heal up.
You think
Don't
so
you
now?
know, yeah, you have the benefits of heal. You don't want you don't want to be playing this funny game where,
Oh no. This is the part of the episode where Tweakin's audio is going to start to die on us here. So we do see Darkbender for turn here. We do pop at the Wizard. Not going for Craxus or healing, mind you, which is concerning. That's what we kind of advise not to happen. Trent swings for 4 on Castle. That's fine. That's not lethal, though. Do we have additional 2 Centaurs ends this? We have Masuda. Oh, that turns off the double Centaur. A little unfortunate there. Oh, and the Flamestorm value here is disgusting, but I think we have to Arbiter here. Doing Arbiter would probably be enough to... I mean, it heals us back up, so we're about even in Castle health. Plus, we do save ourselves just by clearing anything on the board. I mean, Imp goes to Cultist, maybe. Bender to Trent. Seems fine. We could do, like, the Arbiter against the Masuda or the Castle for feeling bold. Probably more against the Castle because, obviously, Asteroid not running heals, so that would probably be the reason why. Yep, okay, so we're going to trade into here. Oh, and yep, we get into the Darkbender. Yep, great stuff here. And then Arbiter probably against Face? I mean, that seems like the right play.
All right, so yeah.
Oh, we're getting life back to Tweakin.
So
We're
yeah, we
getting...
can decide.
We had life for a second there.
I'm on life support here.
I know.
Yeah, I'm on life support right now.
I know. Well, you've just showed back up for the Armory Masuda Lumberjack play. We chose to heal, which is good, but now we're staring down a Darkbender and Imp for Asteroiy, and I think he's scared out of his mind. Oh, no straws. Do Fear. Clear the Imp. We don't want to pop the Flamestorm just yet. Ah, not where I thought it was going. Oh, and more burn. More burn. We have 7.
He should have feared the
2.
Lumberjack.
We have lethal. Actually, no, we don't. We missed lethal because of the fear. Yes, my bad. We missed lethal because of the fear. Obviously, the play here would have been the Flamestorm, but because of that, we lose our Imp. And so that way, we're missing out on a ton of damage here. That kind of recovers it, but if you play the Incinerate on the Castle, it just would have been the game right there. So again, giving Asteroiy that extra turn of recovery. I don't think it matters, though, because this deck really doesn't pull off miracles like that. Armory, Trent, yeah. Oh, unfortunate here. Unfortunate. And there is going to be the surrender after the Rammer's play. So, With that, we end our little no holds barred competition, and surprisingly enough, our new debut here takes the set victory. Oh boy, quite interesting here, and not really a strong showing for Asteroiy, as this is gonna be showing up on the good old uh, record. But with that being said, folks, let's go ahead and take you guys to the post match here. Hopefully, we can recover Tweakin to give us some assistance in breaking down the game for you guys. Let's go ahead and jump to that right now. Well, folks, we are back, and yeah, who wins? That is, it's funny
Wait, who
because
wins? Who won?
yes, that's right. KFC was our victor. He came out swinging with the no interaction for blood, and blood he did find. I mean, Tweakin, we saw a pretty solid display for no interaction, something that we're not used to at this point. I mean, just based on how long the deck's been around and how much it's done. It's just very sort of elementary plays here from the deck, and it just worked quite well for him, I think.
Yeah, it's very. This deck is very used and abused, for lack of better terms. And I think this deck choice was great for who. There's not too much thinking involved with this deck. It's basically point and choose what you want to burn, either the unit or the castle. So you can make your decisions a lot quicker. So I didn't think that we saw in that entire match the clock come out at once, which was a big issue for his last game. So I think going with the no choice of interaction was perfect. And also you have your heals to go. In
Yeah,
case
that
you get to a
Arbiter,
sticky spot.
absolutely devastating.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he was
No,
able to recover.
Asteroiy. Yeah, no, I mean, when you're up against an opponent and he has heals, it's just hard, especially when you don't really have that much board presence the entire match. It's just a nuisance because whatever damage you have just gets automatically canceled out. So it becomes a real problem. But Asteroiy did, he did fairly well for deciding to run it back with, the deck that, is doing semi decently in this matchup. The Kurus were definitely,
Big.
we're causing issues here around, and luckily for who, he was able to find most of those, or just Asteroiy wasn't able to get enough value out of him to where he was able to become a real nuisance. I know he was able to attack a good portion of who's units, but at the end it just wasn't enough, especially when you're up against no interaction. There's just so many, there's not a lot of choices for units, and that's the easy counter for Kuru. Is if he has nothing to attack, he's basically just
Dead in the water.
free burn. Yeah,
Yep.
basically free burn.
And it's so frustrating if you gotta be on Asteroid's end, because I mean the guy's been trying to make this deck work with mixed results the entire season. It's had its ups, it's had its downs. Definitely a strong up in the Bestial Rage Katana Demon Hunter that we saw come out in towards the later ends of the match. But god, that Blue Fire pickup was absolutely disgusting. I think if he didn't have that, we might be sitting here talking about how Asteroiy might have won the set, but man, the card came into his hand and he just bolted it away. And that's just extremely... It's what the deck does. It's what the deck does, but still extremely frustrating for someone who's just viewing this as a unique, different deck taking on a well-established meta contender. But that is just me. Overall, though, I think a great match and a great series nonetheless. Definitely a crazy one, in I think our history books. I'm not sure if it's the craziest, but yeah, definitely a wild ride.
No, I still think the craziest match ever was our match against No Interactions in War Party, where it went down to the final card for each of us, the final unit.
Oh, going back to season 1 days?
Where I had Craxus and you had the Frog Prince.
Oh, right, yeah.
And it was just the race of who could get the castle down. I still think that's the best match. But anyway, enough reminiscing. But yeah, with Asteroi's deck, I just don't see him winning this season, unfortunately. It's just too streaky to get to get the win that you desperately need towards the end when we get into playoffs.
At this point, it would take a miracle of Asteroiy just running through a lot of solid game wins. I mean, he still has a chance. Let's not forget, our upcoming Rack of Rumble can give any one of our lower leaderboard players the potential to slide in to our playoff spots. But that's just going to be a difficult task to get there. You got to go through, the rest of that leaderboard uncontested to get a spot in, which is going to be hard to do. But if anyone could do it, I have some good hopes for Asteroiy. But then again, we get there when we get there. So that is going to be something we have to consider. But with that being said, folks, it is going to bring us to a close here. We are going to show you guys our leaderboard here for this match, because of course now this set has definitely taken a bit of a turn for our standings. Let's go ahead and take a look at that right now.